Hey Javier,
Hey, how's it going?
doing all right? How are you?
I'm doing all right. Just moved back into Oakland.
Not your dorm.
Yeah, for housing.
No way.
Yeah, yeah. I
How
moved
is
in.
it?
Oh, it's a better floor than last year.
Okay. Oh, you didn't like my floor?
Well, I thought I didn't like our floor. It's just there was no common area.
Yeah, you didn't help.
Yeah, I'm on the fourth floor this year.
Oh yeah, I had that one my freshman year.
We all had that one. Oh, no, we on the same
Oh
floor.
yeah. Oh yeah, I had it with you.
Hopefully, do you think we'll meet quorum?
I mean it worked really well at the last meeting.
Oh yeah, I
So I'm
missed
I'm
one.
hoping so.
I really hope so.
We need these elections.
You're telling me I need these elections. I'm tired of being the parliamentarian and judiciary chair. I'm tired of asking.
Yeah, real.
5 minutes till it's almost time. Hope everyone's here. We have four people, three people. That is 3 out of 9, right? 10 now. I think all of you are on the e-board too. This
Um,
is true.
yeah. It is it's 18, but we don't have Lynn, so it's gonna be 17. But then we only actually have two. So we do need nine and not 10.
What are you talking about?
Chair Mace being the chair doesn't contribute to quorum.
Oh,
I have no idea what I'm doing, by the way.
All you really gotta do is read the next item on the agenda and then say, this is what that item is. And now the floor is open to the presenter or to questions or to whatever it is.
I'll try. Don't laugh at me, please. I'll cry.
no one's gonna laugh at you. It's okay. You can't mess up more than I did on like the second meeting.
You'll be surprised.
How did the was it the ledge meeting last Friday? Yeah, how'd that go? Yeah. It went all right. Lots of discussion, so that's good. How many people? Uh, I don't remember. It wasn't very many. It was like six. It's not too
I
terrible.
I wrote all this down for payroll. As far as legislators, who were not chairing the meeting, it was, I believe it was five.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
We had Jackson Jones, Obra, Bill, Williams, and Perez.
There was a meeting?
Yeah, I sent an
L-
email.
Was it put on Slack?
I
Mm,
thought you couldn't get on the Slack.
I can't, that's what I'm asking.
no, it
No,
was sent
it
through
was just through
email.
email.
Oh, maybe I just missed it. I don't remember.
Can we have the agenda pulled up? Sick.
Is the screen blank or is my laptop acting up? Quick question.
The screen shows for me.
I can see
I'm
the
g-
I can see it as well.
I'm gonna refresh real quick.
All right, we got six right now. Okay, by my count, we just need one more.
Legislator Jackson Jones, I love your background, might I say.
Oh my God, that's fire.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that.
I hope you know that background is going to be on the video recording in the Congressional Library.
Screaming. Okay, thank you, Vice President, for that detail.
Is that a snake?
It is
Oh
a
my
snake.
God.
It is a Burmese python.
Yeah,
The
that's
Bur
really cool.
their name is Marshmallow.
Why do I feel like I've met this snake before? Where did you hold this snake at?
It is sea life, the aquarium slash reptile.
Oh, that's where I've seen the snake. Awesome.
Is that a second TJ?
I only see one.
I swear he already joined. Yeah, we still have eight.
Hmm.
As a point of information, what is the OUSC's agreed upon quorum?
It has to be a
Nine.
majority. It has to be half plus one.
So at current, how is that counted? Is it everyone on the contact list? Like,
So it's only voting members, so that is legislators and legislative leadership.
okay,
Um, However, the somebody must hold the presidential powers, and somebody else must.
you're vice president, you are cutting out.
Um, I can answer. Because we do not have a president today, The vice president has to sit in that position, which means
18
we do not
members in
have
the
a
general
chair.
body, not counting Chair Mays, which means that quorum is nine.
Okay, thank you
And,
so much.
and we do have nine, but one of them is Chair Mays. So we have eight.
Madam Vice President,
Yeah.
you cut out for like a whole minute.
Oh, um,
The question was still answered. I just wanted to let you know.
okay. Thank you.
We have the president.
Surprise. I'm gonna call to order right now before we lose the quorum.
Um, Point of information. Uh, President Black has taken a point of privilege.
Um, President Black, can you clarify, do you need to leave the meeting? Or do you just need somebody else to present your bill? Because you can motion to amend the agenda. Okay. Uh,
Does he need someone else to present it?
let's see. The bill is gallery rights. Um, so I wouldn't be able to, but if anybody else is willing to present that.
I can
I would.
if I
Oh,
can have a moment to read everything and get a better understanding, I don't have an issue with doing that.
I could also present it.
Okay. Um, so I just want to inquire with the parliamentarian that we're square, that that's all kosher as far as Robert's rules.
uh, based on what?
Are we gonna have a quorum if we do this?
Uh, Clarify what you mean.
Uh, can President Black hold the presidential powers without presenting anything, just sitting in the call?
Yes, they're not required to present anything besides their report. And if they cannot get to their report, they can delegate to their VP.
All right. I think we're all set then. Okay. So at 8:14 p.m., this meeting is called to order. We're going to start with the roll call. Speaker Fetete,
Present and voting.
Majority Leader Perez, absent. Chair Mays,
Present.
Chair Lunger,
Present.
can everybody hear me?
No.
You keep cutting out.
I'm sorry, I don't know why. Chair Lunger,
Point of information. I believe you are still cutting out.
okay, I can try to dial in.
So I have point of information.
Yeah.
So I have completely read President Black's bill that is up for viewing today. I do agree. My second point, I do agree with it, and I would actually like to be a supporter of it. Secondarily, my second point of information is, was it ever decided who would present said bill today?
Um, because of the problems with the chair, I will answer that point of information. It was not because the president cannot. Um, Also, because of the connection problems, I'm going to propose a motion to uh, change the chair or remove the chair uh, to have someone with better connection do it.
I second.
Okay.
Can we do that without the chair being here right now? Can we like make a motion? Is that allowed?
No, we have to wait for the chair.
Okay, that's why that's why I asked.
I heard something. I don't know what's going on. I'm sorry.
It's okay. I motioned to remove the chair because of your unfortunate connection issues, and there was a second.
Any opposition? Motion carries.
All right. I also know the process. So, as technically, I would be second in line for succession. I rescind my power to, or I've received my privilege to chair. So then it goes to steering.
Okay. Um, is it still possible for vice president to put the agenda on?
I'll try.
In point of information, uh, Chair Mays, there is a hand raised by Director Vella.
Uh, Director Vella, you can speak.
I was gonna say, I don't have to present the legislation. Legislator Jackson Jones can do it because I have comments to offer on it.
Um, Legislator Obra.
With Chair Mays being um the uh the chair for this meeting, do we not meet quorum anymore since she's chair?
Uh, to answer that question, if a legislator if a voting member is chairing, they are taken out from the quorum. So we still have quorum.
Okay.
Awesome.
I think we need to count.
We could count. We just have to. Our number for quorum is reduced because Chair Mays is no longer a voting member.
I'm not sure if I say point of information or not, but this is about to be a very awkward meeting, guys.
Great chair.
Do we meet quorum still? Does anyone know if we meet quorum still?
Uh, if we still have the same number of people and we had quorum before, yes.
Um, do we want to move into roll call then? Oh wait, you already went. Should I just restart? I have no idea.
If that's what you would prefer.
Speaker Fayettez.
Present and voting.
Majority Leader Perez. Present in the chat. Commuter Student Support Chair Longer.
Present.
Legislator Bill.
Present.
Legislator Howell. I think is absent. Legislator Jackson Jones.
Present.
Legislator Canita. Legislator Martino. Legislator Moeller.
Here.
Are you present or present
Present.
and voting?
Sorry.
I think Legislator Moeller is present.
Yes, present.
Or is my screen frozen?
I'm sorry, I missed some of those.
Legislator Moeller is present. Legislator Norden. Legislator Obra.
Present.
I am going to apologize ahead of time because I cannot see. Legislator Reyes. Legislator Raymond. Legislator Rosario.
Present.
Legislator Wesley. Legislator Williams. Legislator Wolf. Do we make quorum? I cannot see.
That is a quorum.
Okay. I guess we'll move on to the land acknowledgement. Oh, I cannot see this. I'm so sorry, guys. Okay. Oakland University resides on the ancestral, traditional, and contemporary lands of the Anishinaabe, known as the Three Fires Confederacy, comprised of the those Ottawa and Potawatomi. Oh my gosh. The land was ceded in the 1807 Treaty of Detroit and makes up South Michigan. And recognizing the history and respecting the sovereignty of Michigan's Indian nations, Oakland University honors the heritage of indigenous communities and their significant role in shaping the course of this region. Further, we recognize the wrongs done to those forcibly removed from their homelands and commit to fostering an environment of inclusion that is responsive to the needs of First Peoples through our words, policies, and actions. Do I have to do the whole thing? Oh my gosh. The preservation and perpetuation of customs and traditions of indigenous nations are essential to our shared cultural heritage. A deep understanding of Native peoples past and present informs the teachings, research, and community engagement of the university and its ongoing efforts to alleviate the dignity of all the people. I cannot see the bottom of all the people and serve as shared stewards of the land. Okay, next on the agenda, approval of the agenda. Are there any nays?
I move that item D of new business be amended to reflect the legislator Jackson Jones presenting it rather than President Black.
Are there any other changes to the agenda?
That needs a second, and I second.
I have no idea what I'm supposed to say. Any objections? No objections. I guess it passes. I don't know. Are there any other motions to amend the agenda? No.
I
Okay.
motion to approve the agenda.
I second the emotion.
Okay. I guess it passes. I don't know. Um,
Just for a point of information, if there are any, uh, because I'm parliamentarian for now, you can always ask. And a second point of information, uh, if there is a motion and then a second, always ask for any contrary.
thank you. Any objections to the approval of the agenda? None. Okay. Um, Next on agenda, guest speakers. We have no guest speakers. Um, unless there's no guest speakers. Um, are there any announcements? None. No announcements. Next on the agenda is new business approval of minutes from the previous meeting. If you don't mind going to the minutes from the last meeting. Are there any motions to change anything from the minutes from last meeting? Does anyone want a motion to approve the meeting minutes?
I motion.
I'll second.
Any objections? I guess the meeting minutes pass. Um,
I move that we approve the minutes for the 8-3 meeting.
oh, we just did that.
Oh, I didn't hear it. I'm sorry.
Next on the agenda is Judiciary Chair election, presented by my gosh. Help me. I'm forgetting people's positions. Help, please. Point of information. What are you?
Speaker Fayette.
Speaker Fayette. Yes.
All right. Um, Okay, so today we're having our judiciary elections. Finally, I'm so happy that we're having the last elections that we need for the legislative leadership. Um, so today, um, it is Javier Rosario and Earl Obra going up for the position as judiciary chair. So I will release the floor to them to do their speeches, and first we will start with Legislator Rosario.
All right. Can everyone hear me? Can anyone hear me? Is the better
Yes.
Yes.
I
question.
can hear you.
All
Yes,
right,
we
perfect. So I'm Javier Rosario. I am a third year, but this is my last year for my undergraduate. I've been a part of student congress since my freshman year. I study public administration, public policy, with a double major in German, language and culture. Uh, I was on a judiciary, I guess you would call it committee last year, so I have some experience in doing this. And you might have noticed I wasn't in person for any of the meetings so far for this administration, and that was because I was studying abroad over the summer and I was in Germany. But um, I tried to still make it to all of the meetings despite the 6 hour time difference. And if I were to be the judiciary chair, I think my first, I guess, personal objective, aside from the committee, would be to create a study. And we've done this in the past, a study guide, like a short Quizlet of the bylaws and everything, because we have, I believe, more new people than we've had in the previous years. And while judiciary bylaw review sessions are like effective and they're fun,
It's easier if we just have those resources available to anyone who might need them, whenever they want. And with that, I will pass it along to Oprah.
Hello. Can everyone hear me? Yeah. Okay, awesome. Hello. My name is Earl Oprah. I am currently a legislator in Student Congress, and I've been, I should say, it's my incoming fourth year at Oakland University. I'm a biology major. My pronouns are any all. I've been in Student Congress for, I guess, exactly a year now. I first joined the Judiciary Committee last year during the summer of the Johnson-Lasecki administration. Um, and during my time on the committee, I became really familiar with the bylaws, particularly Appendix 3. And I remained on the committee for the entire duration of the administration. And for like the last final months of the administration, I was the only serving member of the committee. Um, During my tenure on the committee, I was able to, like, at the end, I was unable to do any work since I was the only member of the committee. But I still was committed to like reading the bylaws and like uh and just from familiarizing myself with the bylaws. Um, if I am appointed the judiciary chair, I would really like to continue the Appendix 3 reform effort that was started last year by several of the judiciary chairs of last year, and uh, also pursue any other bylaw reforms where necessary. That's it.
I think I don't know how to put you guys in a break room thingy.
Point of information, we do have a line of questioning before.
Oh, yes, my bad. I skipped. Are there any questions for any of the candidates? No questions at all.
A question.
Okay.
I have a question for both candidates. So, as Judiciary Chair, it is a very, very important role. And essentially, from my understanding, it is the role that ensures that our body is functioning properly and that our cohorts on the OUSC are being properly held accountable for things that may arise. So, with that being said, I would be very interested to understand just how either of the candidates, if they could define for the body, what do they deem as fair, or how can they describe their better judgment style, if you will?
I suppose I can go first. Um, are you speaking in terms of general judgment or in terms of in relation to a grievance or a ruling of, or could you specify a bit?
Well, thank you for those insertions. You can really answer it how you see fit with that, but I more so mean nuance in understanding of complex situations in how would I don't want to waste time by like trying to think of an example, but essentially what I'm asking more specifically is how would the candidates how do the candidates determine I suppose if you could give an example yourselves of a situation where that was a tough call, where you had to make a judgment call that required a lot of nuance in how to went about that situation.
Point of information, uh, Chair Lunger. Okay. I just wanted to let you know that you're unmuted.
I don't have an example off the top of my head, but my favorite and most often use of judgment is beyond a reasonable doubt. I think is fair for most instances. Uh, well, if that case is interpreting how the bylaws are written or really anything, I beyond a reasonable doubt is my favorite method.
Okay, I can go now. I'm assuming you're talking about like conflict, like resolution between uh like between members or like between like a member that like someone has like filed a grievance for. I'm assuming that's what you meant by your question. And I believe I'm really capable of being neutral in that situation. Like I am fully committed to gathering as much information as possible and then coming to uh like the fairest judgment possible in that situation. Uh, I know it's pretty vague, but just I want to get as much information from like both sides of both parties as possible, and relaying that information to my committee because if a grievance is filed, uh, it that decision is up to the committee and not me, the chair, personally, if I'm elected chair. But um, yeah, that would be how I would handle that.
Thank you so much for both your responses.
Now, Speaker Fayette.
Yeah, also for both of you. One of the biggest problems in the Judiciary Committee last year is there was only one member at the end, uh, which was Legislator Obra. How do you both plan on recruiting people for Judiciary Committee and also keeping them on Judiciary Committee?
I guess I can go first for this one. I want to encourage everybody, like even if you are like a new member who doesn't like understand the bios at all. I heavily think that like you should, if you have any interest at all, to join the committee. I would like to just just reach out to like everyone, like one on one. If like especially new members, if they have any interest in joining the committee at all. Um, and if they do show interest, I will like put them up as soon as I can. That's my that's how I would do it.
I agree quite heavily with that. Uh, we need our newer members in terms of time in OUSC as well as credit wise to be interested. But this is a issue that ties back to like commitment as a whole to OUSC, whether it be attendance or doing actual work. We need people just show up at least because you're not going to get people in the committee if they can't physically for whatever reason, maybe they're busy or something, show up to a meeting or for whatever reason. So first you need to get people to show up, and then of those people that show up, you need to just like Oprah said, approach them one on one to see if they're interested at all. You can't really wait for people to express interest because that didn't work out.
Are there any other questions? I guess we can move into discussion if we can put the two in a break room or something.
All right, they're in the break room.
Any discussion?
Point of information.
Speaker, um, I don't know which one to do.
Point of information.
Point of information. Yeah, you can.
So if we're voting, so I did receive the vote link from Madam Vice President, and I think I'm a bit, so we're still discussing even though our vote. Okay, thank you. That was all.
Did I send that? I'm so sorry. I just
May
meant to save that as a draft. We're in discussion. You're not allowed to vote yet.
Yeah, I can also answer this point of information if the chair will allow it.
You can.
Even though the ballot is out, do not vote yet. We're still in discussion. Um, yeah, we're still discussing, even though the ballot was apparently accidentally sent out. Do not vote yet.
President Black,
Um, I think it's me first, and then President Black. If we're going back to discussion.
or I guess as Speaker Pro Tem.
Um, yeah. So, my main point of discussion, uh, as I was chair for the Judiciary Committee, um, last year there was a grievance against legislator Rosario that I don't feel comfortable speaking on. I encourage others that know about it to speak on it if they feel free. But they did end up getting kicked off of the Judiciary Committee because of this grievance. And I know from my own personal experience that I did not see too much work from them, so I am a little bit worried because to give some clarification, Judiciary Chair is probably the most important position in Student Congress. Uh, while they are during votes, they are a non-voting member, strictly sent for facilitation purposes, so the Judiciary Committee can vote on both grievances and interpretation of the bylaws. In some instances, uh, I do have some genuine concerns about that. But I shall leave it at that, and I yield.
President Black, President Black, if you want to speak. Okay. Point of information, do we still meet quorum?
Uh, President Black is not a voting member, so yes.
Mm, I mean, okay. Um, Point of information, help.
Legislator Jackson Jones is next, and then uh, Advisor Miller.
Okay. Legislator Jackson Jones.
For one, I would like to thank Sir Speaker of Legislature for your invaluable discussion point. In my own opinion of the discussion that has just taken place between the candidates, um, I think that there is a distinct difference in professionalism, in preparation, and it's very jarring and very jarringly clear. So I, I mean, with that being said, I I mean, just that alone has given for myself enough clarifying information. And I yield.
Advisor Miller?
I'm very concerned that this was brought up at this time. I would like to know why it was not addressed to the candidate in an open discussion, as opposed to having it behind closed doors here, if there is such a concern about his qualifications, Javier's qualifications.
Um,
May I respond to that?
yes.
My hand wasn't raised, and I thought it was. And then we moved on.
Okay. President Black?
Hello, apologize if I cut out in the middle of trying to speak. I'm driving on country roads now and connection's a little bit spotty. Um, I just wanted to weigh in as former member of the Judiciary Committee, former Judiciary Chair, and say that I actually, when I was needing to step down from the judiciary position to become president, I asked Earl multiple times if he was going to consider running for judiciary chair, and he told me no. I don't know who.
Point of information, I think your connection is breaking up right now.
All right. Testing. Anybody?
We
I
can
can
hear
hear
you
you.
now.
Okay, cool. I can speak as a former judiciary member and say that Earl has a very good work ethic, a very good appreciation for what the Judiciary Committee does. Brought in a lot. The Appendix 3 reform that he spoke to, he was actually one of the people who helped spearhead that. And I'm sure he'll be able to hit the ground running should he get elected. As far as the Javier stuff goes, I'm really hesitant to dredge that up again. It was just, I also, like Speaker Fayetete, feel uncomfortable bringing in the details. Suffice it to say, for those who weren't in the situation, that it was just a really bad, terrible circumstance for everybody involved. And I think we should judge the candidates based on their qualifications and their merits and their past experience. And frankly, when I was there, I saw more input, more participation from Oprah. And I think of the two, I would just trust Oprah more consistently to do the job because I've seen him do the job as a baseline committee member for a long time. And for those who were around last semester as my only committee member for a long time, he did everything he could. We did everything we could as a team. And I hope to see him pick that up again and find some members, which is something I was not able to do. And with that, I yield.
Are there any more comments for discussion? Seeing none, we'll move on to a vote. I don't know how that's gonna work. Oh, point of information. How is the voting going to work with the email? If anyone can answer.
I can answer. Uh, we would have to motion for a recess to take the vote. Um, and then we would vote for that amount of time. And with that being said, I motion for a 5-minute recess to vote.
Is there a second?
I second.
Okay, seconded by Jackson Jones. We'll go into a 5-minute recess for voting.
Point of information. The 5 minutes are up.
Okay. Um, the votes are in, and oh my gosh, I need.
Point of information. Is everyone here?
Is everyone here?
Present.
I'm here.
Present. Present.
Present.
I believe everyone's back. We got 13. We left with 13.
All right, it's time to let him back in, right?
Uh,
Did
oh,
did we inform them that they are allowed to vote?
Their votes are in. All the votes are in.
Okay.
okay. We can let them back in. Um, Point of information. I have no idea how we're supposed to show this vote.
I don't think I can show the form, but the Judiciary Chair is Legislator Earl Obra.
Earl.
Thank you guys.
With that, I guess we're moving on to the next item on the agenda. Um, we're parliamentarian election. Um, my gosh. We have Mark Keith Jackson Jones, presented by Speaker Fayette.
Yeah, so there isn't much to say about this. Parliamentarian is the one who makes sure parliamentary procedure is followed and gets asked questions about parliamentary procedure when it is unsure. As well, they chair the parliamentary committee. So, yeah, I will leave it to Legislator Jackson Jones.
Thank you, Sir Speaker, and thank you, Sir Speaker, and greetings and good evening to everyone. Essentially, I want to give a bit of my background with parliamentary procedure, as well as then segue into why I believe that OUSC would benefit from me being parliamentarian. So, I am a man of many lives, and one of the many things that I've done is I have had the honor of being a constituent with the NEA and AFT, which is, for those who are unaware of those acronyms, is the National Education Association, as well as the American Federation of Teachers. Um, those are both two of the well, the two teachers unions that govern different jurisdictions throughout the nation. NEA being one of the largest institutional bodies in the nation. I've had the honor of attending several conferences of both the American Federation of Teachers and the National Education Association, and I have been abreast to parliamentary procedure because of my experience with teachers unions. And for just to give a footnote of scope, the NEA conferences are thousands of working professionals large, and it is live, real time parliamentary procedure and Robert's order of business taking place on the floor, thousands of participants at once. And because of that, I have a background in parliamentary procedure and implementing it and executing it, as well as in addition to the my membership in the many different fraternities that I hold membership in. As to why I believe that OUSC would benefit from me being the parliamentary chair. the parliamentarian is OUSC is in a very, very transformative state at the moment. And I think that I am very innovative. I'm very innovative, and I believe that the innovation and creativity and work ethic that I bring to this body can show through me being parliamentarian and thus benefiting the entirety of the Oakland University student student demographic as well as overall community. That with that I yield.
With that, are there any questions for Legislator Jackson Jones for anything? Seeing no.
Sorry, I don't know how to raise my hand, but I do have a
Oh,
question. Uh, Legislator Jackson Jones, the parliamentarian position does, I mean, it's not actually required to, but more likely than not, is going to include some hours beyond the hours allotted to a legislator. Are you going to be comfortable and available to work those extra hours?
of course, when I signed up for OUSC, I signed up with my entire being, and I am more than ready and prepared to fulfill my duties. Shall I receive the position in whatever capacity is needed from me?
Director Vella?
Hello. So one of the responsibilities of parliamentarian is that once per term, you have to do a parliamentary workshop. So it's just something to get the body involved with Robert's Rules of Order. I did a Kahoot last year. I'm not sure what's been done before. It's only a small project, but is that something you'll have in mind in this position? Just
Thank,
making sure it gets done.
thank you so much for that, Director Villa. Would you believe me if I told you I was already working on it? And I am in even if I did not receive the parliamentarian position, I still was writing an event proposal with all of the ideas that I have for that particular event. And I might even add or mentioned, and maybe this should be a point of information, but I was also wondering, is that event only something that can only happen once a semester? Because I think that it should be at least twice, or at least twice a semester.
I mean, if you'd like to, sure, but it's great to hear you're already working on it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Any further questions? No? Um, we can point of information, do we motion to move into a vote or do we just move into a vote?
For this, it's just a voice vote. Are they removed from the call?
Point of information, they're in the waiting room.
Okay.
Okay. Then we go to discussion and then a vote.
Is there any discussion for the approval of Legislator Jackson Jones for parliamentarian?
I still don't know how to raise my hand, but I got a comment.
You can go.
Um, Marquita is such a go-getter. Honestly, I don't know if there's anybody on earth who is going to do more with this position than Legislator Jackson Jones. I can't vote, but he's got my vote. I yield.
Uh, Judiciary Chair Obra?
Yeah, I this guy sounds really like very qualified to be a parliamentarian. And like he also shows like a deep excitement and drive to want to be parliamentarian, I think he's a great candidate.
Are there any other comments or for discussion? Do we go into a vote? I guess. Help. Point of information, help me, please.
Call vote, I think.
Yes,
Voice
Let's
vote?
just do a roll call.
I'm
Roll call
going
vote.
to vote.
Okay. Finally, I'm unmuted. Yeah, we just go into a roll call vote, which is a normal voice vote.
Okay, going into a roll call vote. Speaker Fayette.
Yay.
Majority Leader Perez.
Okay.
Commuter Student Support Chair Longer.
Yay.
Legislator Bill.
Yay.
Legislator Mueller.
Yay.
Legislator Judiciary Chair. Oop.
Yay.
Legislator Rosario.
Yay.
Legislator Williams.
Yay.
Point of information. Is Judiciary Chair a voting member?
Yes.
Okay. And let me see. I guess we bring him back. Legislator Jackson Jones, how would you like to vote on your approval?
Yay.
And with that, you are now parliamentarian.
Thank you so much. I am honored.
Next on new business is reading of CB 6906 by by parliamentarian Jackson Jones, not
Thank you.
eligible for final passage.
Thank you so much. And just as a point of information, Marquise Stefan is one name. That's my entire first name. And maybe I should change it in here because it doesn't show that on my Zoom, but it is Marquise Stefan.
Point of information, we say our titles and our last names.
Thank you, thank you. No, so for a point of information, I put that because when it was being typed, it was just M in as opposed to MS. That's why I gave that point of information. So, Chair, are we prepared to read the
The
proposed
floor is
bill?
all yours.
Thank you so much. So once again, thank you so much, everyone. Here I will be presenting a bill that is sponsored by President Black, which is co-sponsored by Madam Baker, and supported by Sir Speaker Fayette and myself, Parliamentarian Jackson Jones. So essentially, in layman's terms, this bill, it provides an avenue for visitors to general body meetings to be able to speak at the beginning of the agenda. Essentially, how our meetings function currently, there is procedure that would have to be followed that would in order for the visitors to be able to speak or propose things directly. And I want to quote this directly out of the proposed bill. Point 17, the gallery shall include those individuals who attend general body meetings, are not officially members of OU Student Congress, and do not occupy any other non-member position. Members of the gallery provide Oakland University Student Congress with feedback, vital information on the concerns of the student body and other comments. Point 18, which it says the particular specific amendment in section that it would be inserted to, but members of the gallery have the right to attend meetings and to speak during designated portions of the agenda. Members of the gallery may move to amend the agenda during agenda approval and may make any motion during comments from the gallery. So to that point, this proposed bill essentially allows and assists the student body that we serve to be able to have their voices heard during our general body meetings and provides a proper avenue and more efficient avenue, rather, I should say, in order for their concerns and thoughts to be heard in real time at the OUSC general body meetings. So with that, I do also welcome any questions or points of information. And
Oh, are there any questions for the bill or for Parliamentarian Jackson Jones?
Yeah, I have a question. What will happen if there are people in the gallery making antagonistic comments?
why, thank you, Madam Vice President, for asking that question. So, in the event there are people in the gallery making antagonistic comments or even further creating an overall disruptive environment for the OUSC community and our constituents within the meeting, comments from the gallery are then limited to be no less than 3 minutes long. So that is essentially how do I say, a safeguard, if you will, to prevent too much disruption within our proceedings.
Are there any further comments on the bill? With no comments, seeing as this is a first reading, it's not eligible for voting, so we'll move on to the next order of new business.
The next order of new business is also me. Thank you so much, Chair Mays.
Next on the agenda is CB 6907, Liaison Codification Bill. My bad, guys. Presented by Parliamentarian Jackson Jones. This is also a first reading and also not eligible for final passage. You have the floor.
Thank you so much, Chair Mays. So, for context, the reason I authored this bill is because as it stands, I'm a member of 7 fraternities, all spanning different professions, different types, different niches, different specialties. And I recently chartered 2 fraternities here on Oakland University's campus. For those of you unfamiliar with fraternity sorority life terminology, charter is essentially when a national fraternal or sororal body grants uh, a jurisdiction or chapter, if you will, a license or charter to operate in their own capacity within a specific jurisdiction, locale, or place. So, out of the 7 fraternities that I hold membership in, I recently chartered Omega Sigma Delta Auxiliary Fraternity Incorporated ADA chapter at Oakland University, officially granted the charter December 3rd, 2025. And more recently, I just chartered Chi Tau Epsilon National Dance Honor Society. This earlier this year, but for further clarification on Chi Tau Epsilon, it is also the way our charters work with Chi Tau Epsilon, it has to be chartered to a dance department. So we functionally serve and are an arm of the dance department, just for clarification. With that being said, the bill that I am proposing um, is essentially to give representation to different types of fraternities on campus. Because as it stands, Oakland University does not have proper representation for fraternity or sorority bodies that are not deemed as social. And I think that that is something that the university would greatly benefit from. Furthermore, this bill is not just about fraternal or sororal life, it is also to codify the liaison positions that the OUSC has been operating. We have 12 liaison positions in total. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 OUSC liaison positions at total. And according to the OUSC bylaws, every single one of these liaison positions should be written into our bylaws in order for them to operate. However, the OUSC has been operating these liaison positions without them being present in our bylaws. So not only is this bill to insert the independent professional and honors fraternal liaison position, but is also to codify the other liaison positions as follows: Resident Life Association, Fraternity and Sorority Life, Greek, Athletics Liaison, Oakland University Counseling Center Liaison, Gender Sexuality Center Liaison, Sexuality and Gender Liaison, Center for Education, Teaching and Learning Liaison, Student Organic Farm Liaison, Pollinator Conservation Organization Liaison, Center for Multicultural Initiatives Liaison, Disability Student Services Liaison, Veteran Student Services Liaison, and once again, Independent Professional and Honors Fraternity Liaison. And for those, and I'm pretty sure that everyone here is abreast of the definition, but as the author of this bill and to cover my bases, if you are not familiar with the term codification, it is essentially to solidify. It's the parliamentary term for solidification. And with that, I also welcome questions.
Are there any questions about the bill for Parliamentarian Jackson Jones? Advisor Miller? Advisor Miller, you can, if you have any questions.
Can you hear me?
Yes, now we can.
Okay. As the Senior Director for the Office for Student Involvement, in which we are responsible for all student organizations on campus, minus the club sports, I do need to reiterate the fact that fraternity and sorority life consists of the 17 national fraternities and sororities that we recognize and that operate on this campus. They are social fraternity and sorority life. There are other organizations that do have Greek letters. Many of them are honor societies, but fraternity and sorority life consists of the 17 nationally recognized fraternities and sororities on life. That is what for FSL in our office represents. And I just want to make sure that is perfectly clear. I am not as familiar with the term of independent professional and honors fraternal. I think that that needs to have more research associated with it. And also need to find out if the organizations that Mr. Jackson Jones has talked about and he is president of, which you can only be president of one organization at a time, are registered through the Office for Student Involvement at this time. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Advisor Miller. So for clarification on that, uh, that is sort of the reasoning that that position is being proposed to be implemented in there because as it stands, as you just stated, the university only recognizes 17 organizations. And there, and quite honestly, is an issue with that. Um, because these organizations are not just for exhibition, if you will. I am a part of, and I'll reiterate this, a part of 7 different fraternal bodies that all operate within different capacities. Are some of those honors fraternities, honor societies that have Greek lettering? Yes. However, with that being said, I'm also hold membership in others that are community service based fraternal bodies that serve a greater community of their specific niches and specialities. So, with that being said, I think that organizations like that deserve a space on campus to be represented. And they still deserve a voice to be heard because they do exist regardless of if they are recognized by the university or not. And this is, if you will, a push to start that recognition. And to answer your last point of clarification, if we are registered and who is the president of these organizations, Omega Sigma Delta Auxiliary Fraternity Incorporated ETA chapter uh, is registered. I am not the president of this chapter that is seated at Oakland. I was the membership intake chair, and we brought in 8 new members, and they hold the e-board seats for this chapter. And for clarification on that organization, it is deemed by nationals, by the national body of the fraternity, a professional as well as social organization aimed at unifying marching band auxiliary dancers. Further information on that, though, I think can be provided in a separate forum. I do not think that this is the best time to go about that too much in detail. But as far as Chi Tau Epsilon, um, that chapter is an arm of the dance department essentially, and we are in the process of getting it of filling out the OSI form to be a registered student org as well. But yes, there's that.
Oh, my bad. Judiciary Chair Obra.
Yeah, this is more so of like a just like an information thing. I'm speaking as like the Sage president. Sage technically doesn't stand for anything like officially. It doesn't stand for sexuality and gender. This was like an intentional like decision to like in order to separate it from the gender sexuality center in order for people to not get as confused. Uh, so um, if you'd like, I just want to propose a change to just uh, make that clear. If for if you want it to be like recognizable, like even without knowing what what Sage like the organization is, I am okay with it. Uh, with leaving it as it is. But I just thought I would let that be known. I yield.
President Black?
I just wanted to note that well, first and foremost, can you guys hear me okay?
Yes.
Okay, cool. I just wanted to note that this issue of what constitutes a fraternity, what constitutes a social organization in the eyes of the OSI and of the university in general has come up, if my memory serves me right, in previous meetings. And it seems like, in terms of the semantics of how we go about this stuff, a kind of serious thorn in the side of this bill that needs to be worked out. So I would just encourage Advisor Miller and Parliamentarian Jackson Jones and maybe a relevant third party to meet about this and kind of hash those definitions out between now and the second reading of the bill so that by the time of final passage, everybody's on the same page. We all are using the same words to refer to the same things as best we can. That's all I know.
Are there any other questions for the bill for CB 6907?
As a point of order,
Point of information.
will
No,
those
point of
Uh,
information.
point of order is a motion.
as a as a point of information, um, to respond to the questions and the comments and concerns is very briefly that were just presented by both. Uh, I want to say the proper title. By both Judiciary Chair Obra as well as President Black. For Judiciary Chair Obra's concern, if you are because you are the president of SAGE, if that is something that you want changed, there is no issue. Like, that's fine, right? Like that's fine. So that I have notated that, and that is something that will be edited. And thank you for that. Um, to um, to President Black's expression. Thank you for that. I think that that is a very common misconception in Greek life. I myself am a Greek life historian, and I am a legacy of one of the largest and oldest fraternal bodies in existence in the world. Um, my family comes from a fraternal body that was founded in 1776. And I think that there is a huge misconception on terminology when it comes to Greek life, because there is a distinct classification between social and between professional, because they do different things and they have different focuses. But I do agree with your sentiment of joining forces and getting to a better point of understanding, because I think that the general public as a whole would benefit from more education on different types of fraternal bodies and the purposes that they serve. And with that, I yield.
Are there any further questions about Bill CB 6907? Seeing none, I believe this was a first reading and we cannot vote on this bill. So I believe what's next on the agenda is old business. We have no old business. Next thing on agenda is discussion about fall tabling and outreach events. Um, anyone wants to lead the discussion? Is there any discussion for fall tabling outreach events?
Yes, Beaver Fest is going to be on October 14th from 12 to 2 p.m. in the Habitat. That's going to be a big fall OUSC event. I attended a meeting with some OU biology faculty and Sadie Heeman. Sadie, we all kept trying to come up with a good date, and we figured out that the 14th would work, and we're gonna have beaver themed foods, games, and crafts. We're gonna do pin the tail on the beaver. We're also gonna show videos of the beavers and take a hike to the beaver dams after the event is over. So if anyone from OUSC would like to table or help out or just attend for fun, that'd be great.
Any other discussion for fall tabling events and outreach events?
I,
Yeah. Oh, Legislator Jackson Jones, you go ahead. I was just gonna say that you brought some really great ideas to me about this.
oh, okay. Well, thank you. Thank you, Madam Vice President.
Oh, I'm sorry, you're the parliamentarian.
Thank you for that as well. So yes, so I do have an idea just to throw out on the floor and propose. The idea is for an outreach event that essentially folk that functions as a revolving suggestion box is what I'm calling it. Essentially, what it is a meet and greet where all USC members are present and we're mingling with the constituents of Oakland University, students and community members alike, and just putting our faces out there, letting people know who we are, who our new OUSC is, and speaking with the constituents at the event, not necessarily in too much of a professional manner, but as relaxed as we are allotted to be at an event of the sort, and genuinely asking the constituents in attendance, do they have anything that they would like for OUSC to take a stance on, or what's something that they would like to see more of from OUSC? Um, Suggestions in general, but even if not suggestions, comfort with the people who are representing the student body. And I am, presenting that, proposing that, and also looking at what would be a good day to do that this upcoming fall semester.
Are there any more discussion? I would like to add in for fall tabling and outreach events. Just wanted to add in like this year. Um, I feel like it might be a bit on the later side right now, but before the fall semester starts, trying to reach out to other organizations and also doing more partnership events or partnering with other student orgs in order to kind of outreach as well as support student orgs as well throughout this semester. I know we tried and talked about that last administration, but just bringing that up now since it's not the earliest start, but we still got time to do that and think about doing that. So, um, with that, I yield for at least discussion. Is there any more discussion for fall tabling and outreach events? Seeing none, we'll move to legislative updates, starting first with Speaker Beatite.
Okay. Am I unmuted?
Yes.
Awesome. Um, I apologize if I mix stuff up. I'm really tired right now. So I will try to be in detailed as possible and as like I'll try to be I'll keep it short but detailed. This past week was a lot of working in the office on very little things and also uh like stuff around the office as well as planning stuff for um, the legislative meeting that we had on Friday, um, which we had a lot of good discussion on stuff that we should do for the next year, which is why we had the discussion on fall tabling and outreach events, and we plan on having more discussion about that when the year starts. I cannot have a meeting until we get the payroll set for the next semester. So our next legislative meeting will be in the next semester or fall semester of OUSC. So be prepared for that. Those will be bi-weekly. I have decided we'll probably have like two-hour meetings at minimum. Uh, and if anyone would like them to be weekly, or if people would prefer them to be weekly, you can communicate that with me, and I will be more than happy to make that happen. I also had a discussion. I told everyone last meeting that I was going to have a discussion with the majority leader about ways we can work together to kind of make things work better in OUSC, at least on our behalf. And I really enjoyed that conversation. So props to my majority leader. Um, and yeah. That was pretty much it on my part. Um, and yeah, I will yield the floor to the legislative leadership.
Next on the agenda are updates related to legislative leadership. Are there any updates?
Yeah, I can go. I am the. Uh, sorry. First of all, thank you for appointing me as judiciary chair. I am currently looking for members to serve on my committee. If you have any interest at all, and I mean any interest at all, please reach out to me. I can give you more information on what being in the committee would entail. And if you're interested, I can uh, start the process of putting you up for to be voted into the committee. Um, uh, Additionally, I will get started on working on my hearing guidelines that the bylaws requires me to complete 2 weeks. Uh, I believe that's it. Thank you. I yield.
I will just add in mine real quick. This summer I've been a little bit busy with my internship, but should be over soon so I can be more active as a steering chair role. Um, I'm just reiterating once again, if you guys are trying to slack me for putting things on the agenda for meetings, my Slack is not working currently. So I apologize about that. And that's what I have for my legislative updates. Is there any more legislative leadership updates?
Yes, been working with Director Human to plan Beaverfest, and I will start doing more commuter initiatives in the fall. And I'm trying to brainstorm some legislation ideas. I also weeded the Native American Heritage Site in July with Director Vela and PCO.
I'm sorry for keep repeating this. Are there any more legislative leadership updates before we move to the next agenda item? Seeing none. Any updates related to legislative projects and initiatives? No updates. Are there any questions related to legislative reports? Okay, moving on. Are there any liaison reports?
Yes, the PCO will be tabling Beaverfest on October 14th. They will also be part of it, and I'm trying to plan the UV flashlight walk and some other events with the PCO board. I'm gonna try to meet with them soon.
Are there any other liaison reports? Hearing none, we'll move on to executive reports. Giving the floor to student body president, President Black.
Hello, can the body hear me okay?
Yes.
Well, I really did not expect broadcasting this president's report live from the coast of Lake Superior that I would be the one with less connectivity issues compared to my vice president. But I really commend and appreciate everybody's patience in sorting this meeting out. Thank you so much to Steering Chair Mays for stepping up and chairing. You've done a wonderful job. Congratulations to new Judiciary Chair Oprah. As always, my door's open. You have my number and my email. Let me know if you need anything. We can talk about judiciary stuff anytime.
Point of
The past couple
information.
weeks, I want.
You were going in and out.
Testing, can you hear me okay now?
Yes, your connection is back.
Okay. I'm just going to stand in the same place and leave my phone screen open and hope that works. Thank you, Steering Chair Mays, for chairing the meeting. Congratulations, Judiciary Chair Oprah and Parliamentarian Jackson Jones. Of the presidential goings on in the last couple weeks, Vice President Baker will be able to speak to a lot of it better than me. The truth of it is that life's been throwing me a lot of curveballs recently. As I mentioned earlier, I'm in the UP as we speak. I'll highlight that I had a very productive meeting with Advisor Miller and Vice Provost Amy Baines-Marcelli as it relates to Student Congress involvement in University Senate. We've talked about this a few times before. Senate is a governing body at Oakland made up of faculty members and administrators, and almost every, not all of them, but almost every committee helmed by Senate has a vacant space right now that any student can take up if they so choose, or put themselves up to be brought into. So if you have any interest in getting more involved with campus governance, and as a member of Student Congress, you probably do, I would highly, highly suggest going on the University Senate's website, looking at that list of committees, seeing whether any of them are doing work that interests you. And if they are, let us know. We'll work something out. Or if you know someone who that work would interest them, let us know too and send them our way, because this is not a Student Congress exclusive thing. We want to help shared governance work at its best possible level, and this is one of the key ways to do it. Outside of that, it's been a strange couple days and I'm blanking on a lot. We're solidifying plans for Eats and Beats, just waiting on confirmation from the trucks, confirmation from the fire marshal that we're good to do the bonfire as was done a couple years ago. I've gotten the thumbs up from WXOU at every step of the process. It's looking like it'll be a good, solid event. As it was said, I think at the last GBM, we are lining up some Welcome Week events and hearing from our SAFAC partners on Welcome Week events and goings on that they would like us to participate in. We've given out a lot of free merchandise at the office. I have hand modeled the printer for so many tour groups and encouraged so many incoming freshmen and curious high schoolers to consider OU, to consider Student Congress. And I'm just very grateful, quite frankly, to end on a personal note, to have the job that I do. And I hope that as we gear up to enter the school year, everyone has a safe transition and that I can live up to the station that the student body have so kindly entrusted in me. And with that, I'll pass it on to my dearest colleague, VP Baker.
Oh my, now it's the Vice President Baker's executive report.
All right, everybody, cross your fingers. My apologies for all the issues earlier in the meeting. And my deepest thanks to Chair Mays. Um, you're doing wonderful. I do think this is better than my first meeting. Uh, for the past week, it's true, we've been setting up a lot of the Eats and Beats, as well as some other things for um, Welcome Week. Just today, we received a bunch of shipments of different supplies that we're going to need um, for Eats and Beats. And we also received, I believe it's the complete donation for VSS, which is wonderful. I'm just going to have to haul that over to their office tomorrow, and I can't wait to do it. Earlier, for the past week, um, I was writing a bunch of legislation, and we've got a lot of meetings set up for this Thursday. We've got a meeting with some directors from the facilities departments to talk about the possibility of uh, installing new electric vehicle chargers on campus, which I think is a really exciting possibility. And then once we have a little bit more information about that, then there will also be some legislation. Um, and I also last week I was supposed to have a meeting with a representative from the company that distributes Narcan, but unfortunately we were not able to make it to that meeting. I'm not sure what happened on his end, but I'm working on setting that back up so that we can have a consistent source and hopefully also find a new packaging that still includes all of the necessary information, but is slim enough to fit in our vending machine because, of course, the item is naturally uh, people are disinclined to walk up to a person and ask for an Narcan compared to just grabbing it discreetly. Um, We've also much of my other work has been focused on the finance, on supporting the amazing director Carl, who's absolutely killing it. Supporting her and getting all the resources that we need to square up the summer ledger for items that are a little harder to keep track of, like payroll. And also to get started working on the budget for the fall, which is of course very important. But we still have, I believe we have 6 more meetings until that is congressionally required. And I have the utmost faith in Kamari to get that done. And of course, I'll do everything in my power to help her. Um, and it's true, there have been a lot of office tours, a lot of giveaways. We're seeing a lot of students and community members return to campus, getting ready for the fall semester, which is so exciting to me. It's been kind of a lonely summer in the office. Um, and that concludes my report. I yield.
Next up on the agenda is updates related to e-board projects and initiatives. Are there any updates? Uh, Director Bello?
Right. I just want to try and get one more day planned to go out to the heritage site this month before the semester ends. So if you're free this Sunday, please message me. It'll be at we can say 1 p.m. I'll bring gloves, I got water. All we do is go out to the heritage site, we weed the garden, and we weed the outdoor classroom. It's a fun activity. Hopefully it'll be less hot. But if you're interested at all in doing some heritage site cleanup, hanging out, um, then please send me a message.
Are there any more updates for e-board projects and initiatives? Seeing none, we're moving on to questions related to executive reports. Are there any questions?
Yeah, Director Vela, I will be there. I'll message you, but also I will be there. And also, did you work on anything related to the OUSC website recently?
Oh, yes, I also want to update about the website. Thank you for reminding me. So I did a bit of cleanup, um, added some people that we have, removed some people that we no longer have. But there are also slots for biographies and photos on the website. So if you have a photo or a biography you'd like to have on our official website so that people can recognize you or they can learn more a bit about their representatives, um, message me on Slack, email me. Um, the picture's not required, the bio's not required, but if you would all want to put it on the website, then we can definitely have that happen.
Are there any further questions related to executive reports? We'll move on to Advisor Miller.
I am trying to make some progress with the food trucks for Eats and Beats. Unfortunately, the university has not taken a stance of being very, very strict with their certificate of liability insurance. And I had the opportunity to talk to the individual with Saucy Joe's food truck, so I'm in touch with them. But I hope to have some answers for you as quickly as possible, that they're meeting the university conditions in order to be able to be on campus. Food trucks in particular, they are very, very conservative, in their approach with this liability insurance. So that's what the holdup is at this time. Other than that, just remember that the new fall semester starts in terms of employment on August 24th. And hope that all of you have in the last week or two a very safe, healthy, and enjoyable end of the summer before school starts.
Next on the agenda, comments from the gallery. Are there any comments from the gallery?
I have a question, like a point of information, or just a question maybe. For Advisor Miller. So for that, so if the new employment cycle, if you will, so if the new employment cycle starts on the 24th, like what does that mean that we can log hours for OUSC starting the 24th? Um, just asking for clarity.
Your executive board will make a decision in terms of what the hours will be starting for fall semester. Right now, we're still operating off of the summer schedule, and I'm sure that the president and vice president will be making the determination along probably with finalizing the budget of what the hours are going to be for e-board members as well as the legislative branch.
Thank you.
Yeah, since Kamari isn't here, I can comment on this quickly. Um, I will also comment, I'm so proud to be in the gallery. Uh, Starting on the 24th, everybody is going to have to wait until you get an email from Jen Yetter, the amazing Jen Yetter. Um, and then you will go down to OSI and sign your work referral, and then you can work. And we do not currently have the budget. We cannot currently let you know how many hours you will be allotted each week. Um, but we strive to keep it the same that it is and hopefully increase it. Um, and we will be reaching out with that information absolutely as soon as possible. Um, I'll definitely be working with Kamari on this uh, very soon. So everybody check your emails.
With that, are there any more comments from the gallery? Seeing none, we're going to move into announcements. Are there any announcements at this time? Parliamentarian Jackson Jones.
Hi. So, I do have an announcement just to let everyone know something, a piece of legislation that I'm working on. Um, I didn't say it earlier because it's really in its rough draft phases, but I just wanted to tell people if um I am working on something to essentially for OUSC to take a stance on advocating for an office that advocates and provides resources for survivors of sexual violence on campus that operates independently of our Title IX functionings. Um, and just for a little clarification and a little background, I myself am a survivor of domestic violence as well as sexual violence. And in my tenure at Wayne State University, I worked very, very closely with their Office of Sexual Violence Prevention and Education, as well as have served on forums at Wayne State. Um, I should have given a trigger warning for myself, but as well as served on forums for survivor advocacy held by the university. Um, and essentially, the reason I specified separate from our Title IX functionings is because as good and as effective as Title IX can be, there are still a lot of um, incidents of sexual violence that occur on campuses that largely go unreported because of the mandated reporting requirement. And um, this hypothetical office or like arm that we would hypothetically be advocating for in the future if this were to pass as a stance that we take, would be able to advocate for survivors of sexual violence um, without them fearing repercussions due to mandated reporting. Um, so yes, and I'm drafting it, and I just wanted to put that on the floor, make people aware, just in case you wanted to be a sponsor, co-sponsor, and or a supporter. Um, Secondarily, I also will be putting together a parliamentary committee as well. So if you are interested in that, I would say Slack me, but I have been getting messages from our OUSC cohorts and not receiving notifications. So you can, because I check it periodically, but if you want to get me faster, I would say email me or ask for my number and I can give you my phone number as well. That is all I have for my announcements. I yield.
Point of information, looking at the chat at what President Black said. I kind of don't know the procedure for that, but would anyone like the motion for adjournment?
I motion to adjourn.
I second.
Is
I suck.
any objections? Okay. Motion to adjourn at 10:02 p.m.
Have a great night.
Oh, have a great day. I guess I'm muted.
Guys.
2 meetings in a row with a quorum.
You as
Woo!
well.
Peace and love, guys. Have a great night. Take care.
Have a great night.
Everybody.
Mm.